What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we are back with another Marvel Snap video. And if you have been playing Marvel Snap, I don't know, in the last 3-4 days, you have seen this card leech everywhere, and it is driving people insane. Well, let me tell you something. Your boy Bootman loves playing against leech. So in this video, I'm not giving you 1, 2, 3, or even like 8 cards to counter leech. I'm giving you 10, all right? But before we jump into that, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell, because if you love Marvel Snap as much as I do, I love making videos breaking down decks, discussing strategy, counters. I've been making videos about how to reach infinite, all sorts of good stuff, and you don't wanna miss it, so make sure you subscribe. And a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed recently to the channel. It is around Christmas time. This is a new channel for me, and I'm like, hey, help me get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my Christmas gift. And we did it. We are now at like 1,100 the last time I checked it, which is crazy to me. So thank you all so much. And this might sound a little greedy, but I think we could do it. I think we could do it. Let's see if we can get to 2,000 by the end of the year. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I trust that you will get so much value from this channel. And I promise, I don't trust, I promise you, that's what's gonna happen. So make sure you subscribe, all right? So anyways, let's dive into this video. So yeah, leech has been driving people nuts. And first, for all my fellow leader haters out there, let me jump into a quick rant. I have seen so many people, and by the way, I'm guessing that they're using leader, right? But they're like, oh, people just complaining about cards. Oh, well, this card, what about this card and that card, it's broken. Like no, there is no comparison to how broken leader is. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because you cannot compare leech to leader. There are so many cards that counter leech, just so many. So get out of here with your nonsense that anything even compares to leader. I had one comment try to compare Captain Marvel to leader. Like, are you kidding me? Especially, and maybe I'll do a video on this, let me know down in the comments. There are a lot of, I don't know if they're technically bugs with Captain Marvel. I've been chatting with the dev team at Second Dinner, like sending reports about how many bugs there are with Captain Marvel, because she's supposed to move at the end of the game. So if you want me to make a video about that, let me know, because there's a little bit of rhyme and reason to it. But anyways, let's dive into it. So yeah, when someone plays leech against me, I get so excited. I just get all sorts of warm and tingly. I'm like, you just made a gigantic mistake by playing leech. And I just played a game and I'm like, let's do a video on it, all right? So here are 10 cards. And some of these you might not have, because some of them are pool 3, but you should at least have 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 of these, all right? So if you don't know, leech takes away the abilities of all your cards in your hand, okay? That's actually phenomenal, because there's a lot of cards that are meant to kind of trip you up. They have things that can potentially screw you over if you don't play them correctly, all sorts of stuff. So let's start out. By the way, real quick, I know I ranted the other day about, how expensive things are in this game and everything, but it feels so good when you get like a Series 4 or Series 5 card in a chest. And that's how I got Titania. All right. I also just got Agent Coulson too. So I will say it makes that feeling really good, but I would still just rather have like cheaper cards and easier ways to get tokens. So anyways, Titania, brand new card. And when any card is played at this location, this card switches sides. It is a circus when this card is dropped, right? You and your opponent, you're just flipping cards. The only deck that I have Titania in right now is a destroy deck. So Venom can eat her up, because if you drop her at the same time you drop Venom on the same turn, he'll eat her before she jumps. It might even work on the next turn. His animation might go off before she switches sides. So yeah, anyways, that's how I use Titania. But yeah, if leech hits Titania, sick. I got a 1/5 card. I'll take that all day long, baby. That's basically almost as good as like a demon. You got to be worried about Killmonger, but that's awesome. Hey, leech, come on over. Hit my girl Titania, all right? Next one, similar thing, Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw, you cannot play it past turn 3, and then after you play Ebony Maw, you can't play any cards here. So if you have this sitting in your hand and they leech it, you got a 1/7 at any time in the game. Like if you're an Ebony Maw player, like you know how much it sucks like when you don't drop him on turn 3 or he comes into your hand after turn 3, you're like, okay, I can't do anything with this. And real quick, I meant to say this at the beginning, and this is like a huge note. I do not believe in building any deck around to counter a current meta, right? Like that's why I did not make a deck to counter Leader. That's why I'm not gonna make a deck to counter Leech. So this is not a deck to counter Leech. My philosophy about this is have at least 1 or 2 cards in your deck at any given time that counters the current meta, right? Like when there was a lot of Destroyer ongoing cards out there, I have Enchantress, right? So I can take away their armor, things like that. Cosmos kind of screws that up. You know, when people are playing a lot of death decks, I'm rolling around with Shang-Chi, you know? So I believe you should just have 1 or 2 cards, but if you're building around the current meta, you're gonna lose a lot of games because not everybody's doing it, you know what I mean? So anyways, Ebony Maw, Lizard, 2/5 card, -3 power, right? So what you're seeing a kind of pattern here. They're low cost, high power cards, but they have a negative effect on them. So if you have this in there and Leech hits it, you could drop a Lizard all day long and they're not gonna be able to do much because, you know, even if they put 4 cards on the other side, Lizard's not gonna lose any power. So almost think of Leech as like a favor to you. Like, I think the reason I like playing against Leech so much is because I do not have Zero. So Zero is basically a Leech for you, right? Zero takes away the abilities of your next card. So there's a lot of benefit to that. Swordmaster. Swordmaster is a 3/6 card. I've seen some decks that I haven't been a huge fan of that they just like, they're non-discard decks, but they toss Swordmaster in there. I'm like, you're crazy. But I get the idea behind it because Swordmaster is a 3/6 card, right? Like that's a pretty good card. The problem is he discards a random card. Like anybody who messes around with discard decks, you know how much it sucks when he drops Swordmaster and he discards something you don't want him to discard. You know what I mean? So Leech hits him, boom, takes away his ability, you got a 3/6 on the board. Maximus. I've been loving Maximus lately. I just got him like a week or 2 ago. Yeah, right around the time Silver Surfer came out. So it was like really good timing. But obviously Maximus lets your opponent draw 2 cards. Now, I have seen people combining Maximus with Leech, like they'll drop a Maximus so the person draws cards, then they leech them, so it does its ability on more cards in the hand, right? So anyways, if they leech your Maximus, now he's not letting the opponent draw 2 cards. But yeah, let a leech even try to drop Maximus on me first because I need more cards. Like the decks that I play, I need to get to all the cards in my hand. So yeah, please leech Maximus for me, all right? Next up, Crossbones. Oh my God, I think this is why I wanted to make this video because for those of you who found me or you've watched my videos on my Magantress deck, the one that's helped me get to Infinite 2 seasons in a row, Crossbones is in there. And one downside to Crossbones is that you can only play this at locations when you are winning. I've had people leech me lately because Leech has gotten bigger right as I'm hitting Infinite, so I've been using this deck. And oh my God, so many people leeched my Crossbones and Crossbones was just sitting there because I couldn't do anything with him. But then they leech him. I'm like, okay, cool. I have a 4/8 card that I can literally put anywhere, right? Next up, Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus is such a gamble. Like, listen, I live in Las Vegas. I know my way around some gambling, okay? But like, I don't like using Dr. Octopus. When I first got him, I'm like, oh, what a sick card. 5/10, yanks him over. And man, I don't know if it's bad luck or what, but I yank over their best cards that just absolutely just destroy me, right? So Dr. Octopus, without his ability, that's a 5/10 card. But you know what's better than a 5/10? A 5/15, Red Skull. So Red Skull, he gives all the enemy cards +2. And when people play Red Skull against me, like, I'm like, okay, like usually I'll just beef up that location and they give me more power and I just take them out. But if someone leeches your Red Skull, you have a 5/15 card that's giving them absolutely no benefit at all. Like, how sick is that? All right, next up, and this is literally when I was like, I'm making a video. I'm making a video because someone messed up so bad. Infinite. Infinite, the most powerful card in the game, okay? Well, next to Null. I've seen Null do some crazy stuff so far. But anyways, Infinite. You can only play this if you did not play a card on the last turn. Like, I don't know how many of you guys use Snap Fan, but if you're not using it, you should, especially if you're like me and are really into the strategy of this game. You want to get better, you want to reach infinite. Snap.fan, it has like just so many stats and rankings and things like that. And Infinite, I believe he still has the highest win percentage, all right? Well, anyways, you can only drop him if you skip your turn before. So you got to play him with like a Sunspot, you know, hopefully you have Sunspot out there, so at least something's like getting buffed while you skip a turn. I've been running Infinite. I'm going to tell you a quick little story. So I've been running Infinite in my She-Dub deck, which is an amazing deck. If you have She-Hulk, I've made videos on this. So this in a perfect scenario, you're dropping Moon Girl to get 2 She-Hulks, you're dropping Magic to get 7 turns, skip turn 6, you got 2 She-Hulks and an Infinite, so you're dropping 40 power at the end of the board, at the end of the game, right? So I was just playing my She-Dub deck because I had a mission to win a location with just 1 card. So I'm like, okay, well, use Infinite, right? And this fool leeched me. So he leeched me after I Moon Girled. So if you can do this, like if you can have a Moon Girl in your deck too, what happened to this guy, he must have been so sad. So I'm gonna put up a screenshot because I had to take a screenshot of this game. So check it out, I Moon Girled, I had Infinite, and then the location was on the board where everything was one energy less. I was able to drop 2 Infinites on this fool back to back. He snapped me. He snapped me because he was so excited about his leech. He was taking away the abilities of all my cards in my hand. And I was able to drop 2 Infinites on him, all right? So yeah, I hope you're starting to see like leech is not necessarily a bad thing if you have 1 or 2 of these cards floating around. And again, if you are someone out there even saying leech is like comparable to leader, like you are out of your mind or you're lying to yourself, okay? But there's one more card that I want to discuss. Let's type him in here right now because I don't have him. Boom, Giganto. That's another great one. So this is a 6/14, one of the most powerful cards in the game, but you can only play them on the left location. So you got Giganto sitting in your hand, they leech you, you can play this fool wherever you want. You wanna play him middle? Go for it. You wanna play him on the right lane? Boom, you could do it, all right? So Giganto is another banger card that you can have. So if you're frustrated by the current leech meta, don't be. I hope this video have made you excited. I hope you're thrilled to play a leech. I hope a leech pops up and you get all giddy inside. You know what I mean? So give these a try. I'm sure there's cards that I'm missing because I don't have all the cards that you have and everything like that. So make sure you leave a comment down below for anybody who's been frustrated by leech. Leave comments down below. Now, real quick, as far as the leech leader combo, like I've been seeing more people use leech without leader, but I will say that I've been happy about the leech leader combo because my main gripe with leader was that there was no tell. You could never tell if somebody was using leader because people just toss them in random decks. But since the meta has been to put leech then leader, someone drops leech and I'm like, all I can think about is leader, right? And it's helped me out a lot. I have beat a ton of leaders ever since that's the meta. So give me a tell and leader is gonzo. He ain't nothing. You know what I mean? All right, but anyways, again, leave a comment down below if there's any cards that I miss, any cards that negatively affect you that would be fantastic if leech hit it. Leave a comment, share some information, help everybody else out in the community, okay? And again, if you are new, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. It's Christmas time. Maybe I'm being a little bit greedy, but I love growing this community. I love chatting with all of you. So let's try to get to 2,000 by the end of the year. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. We were just at like 700 the other day. We're at 1,100, 2,000, nothing. Me and you, we can do it together, all right? But in all honesty, I love growing this community. I have another YouTube channel that's like psychology, social issues, sociology, but I've been a lifelong gamer. So the fact that I'm able to grow a gaming community is amazing. And I love Marvel Snap. It's like my current obsession, but I will be playing other games and stuff too. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, spread the word. We're gonna grow this thing, okay? But anyways, I hope this helped you counter leech, all right? And that's all I got for this video. So have an amazing rest of your day. And I will be posting another video probably later today because I keep getting so many questions about my Majantress deck and cards that you could swap out, and I just need to make a video about it and just kind of go through it. So stay tuned, there might be another video coming out today, all right? But yeah, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.